So today, I'm finally working on the Camber, no fucks given, whatever you want to call it, the gray Miata, no paint Miata, and I need to extend my tie rod ends. They are already extended, but with kind of like a weird spacer that I got with my control arm kit or whatever from Low Miata, but it gives me too much toe out and it's impossible to kind of get it back in without, I don't know what I'd have to do. Essentially, I'm just going to be modifying the tie rod ends myself. So that's the goal for today, is to extend my tie rod ends and throw them back on, and maybe I'll try and do kind of a shitty self-alignment. Not so shitty. I'll try and make it good. Alright, first we gotta move all my shit. Talk. Like usual.
Why do you want me to talk?
I think Jamie's normal. I swear in every bit it's like I'm gonna fucking hurt myself. I know you guys haven't really seen any of this yet, but if you're following me on Instagram, you probably saw it. Maybe saw it, who knows. Definitely follow me on Instagram. I know I have like more subscribers than I do followers. It's not okay. But I did this, and I didn't do the other one. But because I was gonna do like a tutorial on the other one, I like to try one side so I know how to actually help you guys out and teach you guys what to do on the other side. So it's kind of hard to give tips on something that I've never done before. So yeah, that video will probably come soon. I do need to roll my fenders. That'll probably be a video in itself, since I'm probably gonna do it the cheap, ghetto, easy way. I probably could just ask on Instagram if one of you guys had a fender roller, and that'd probably be the easiest way, but I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to buy me a new jack. Damn it. The battery appears to be dead. No, I just push it. The fronts are rubbing, like constantly. So the reason I'm kind of waiting to do my fender flares is because I want to get the springs, like I said earlier, and I need to set my ride height, and I need to go take it around the block and make sure it's all the ride height that I want, so I'm not like rubbing constantly, and then I can do my fender flares, because obviously the ride height is going to change where the wheel is in correspondence to the fender. So make sure all that's correct before I start building any kind of flare. That was a pain in the ass.
Taking a picture.
By the way, guys, you can add me on Snapchat. I think it's just Tyler Fialko or Tyler_Fialko. It's like 0.01% this car, like 3% cars, and the rest are just like selfies or some other shit. I don't know. Maybe eventually it will become more cars. I don't know. It's pretty much just a personal account, but it's kind of cool just having you guys talk to me and stuff. First thing was we got to get the front end jacked up, and then I need to take the wheels off, and then we can take the tie rod ends out. How to scare a ricer 101. Beauty shots. Again, not impact socket, not impact fucking lug nuts, but whatever. Now if you guys take a look, they're essentially, I'll take it out and you'll be able to better see, but there's this spacer that I got with the kit, and it doesn't allow me to tighten it any more than it is right now. So essentially it's too far out and I can't screw it in far enough, so I have too much toe out, which makes my tires, or it makes me go through tires quicker. And so what I'm going to be doing is just extending the tie rod end like I did in the kits that I was kind of helping people by making them for them or getting them made for people. And so it allows you to have all that adjustment that you need. So there's the pin that goes through the bolt. Done. So essentially, this piece that was made to extend the inner tie rod end is just, it doesn't allow this to go in far enough. Obviously, I could cut this to allow it to go further in, but I don't really want to do that. I'd rather just make my own. I already have the materials. Should be easy. And then this will also show some other people how to do it as well. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking 4 nuts and I'm going to be welding them to the end of this. So that's why I sanded that. I'm going to have to sand all around these, and then to hold them in place and make sure the threads all line up, I'm going to be using this bolt, and then have these on there, and then weld them all up. And then obviously it's not going to have the best, you know, rigidity this way, so then I bought a tube that is just big enough to go over them, so I'm going to slot over them and then weld everything up, and then it'll be sturdy this way and should be good. Point of this is to try and get that galvanization off of each of the bolts so that they can be welded. Let's see, yeah, now I gotta get my welder and shit out.
Look like a drunk.
And then this is a Harbor Freight. There's like the base shitty one, and then there's the kind of less shitty one. This is the kind of less shitty one. So it can like weld like thicker metal and stuff. I am welding with flux core, so that means that the gas is inside the wire. Makes for shittier welds, but it's super easy, and you don't have to pay for gas and all that. So yeah.
It's me.
So there we go. We're all lined up. Should have gotten a longer bolt, but the thing is I couldn't have gotten a longer bolt that still had threads on it, so it would have had kind of like a spacing at the top, and that wouldn't help anyways. So this will have to work. Should be good. I am going to get a jacket because I don't want sparks and shit all over my arms. Ow! So now this is all welded up. I sanded it a little bit, and then now I'm going to take this pipe, cut it to length, just maybe like that long. I'm going to have to hammer it on, and then I'll just weld it around here just to give it some rigidity this way. Yeah, and then I'll go and do the other side. We'll throw them on there, and we'll do the best alignment I can do. There you go, done. All I'm going to do is wait for this to cool down, back this bolt out. Just I want to leave this in so that I make sure it all cools down straight. Obviously my welds aren't perfect. Not that I'm a great welder, but I'm obviously not really taking too much time right now because no one will see it. So now I've got both tie rod ends done. I've got the sleeve over them. It's welded on. Everything should be good. And then, so now we're just gonna throw these on. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get these as straight as possible, just so I don't have to adjust it as much as when I try and do the self-alignment. And yeah. And then since it is a ball joint, as soon as you get a jack and you push this up, it forces it to stop spinning, and then you can go ahead and tighten up that bolt. Put the pin back through the castle nut. So next thing is to throw the wheels on and then do kind of a ghetto shitty alignment. And then yeah, I'll be done with this car for today until I can get my springs in, and then we'll be able to do all the ride height adjustment and everything like that, and then move on to what everyone's kind of been waiting for, the fender flares. So I've decided to do the self-alignment a little bit different way. I'm going to do it the old school way with the string and everything. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today, but most likely not. Anyways, glad I got this finished up. Just gonna drop it down, torque down the wheels. I always torque them now with the new wheels. Need to try and be safe as possible anyways. So anyways guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and check out my Instagram. I kind of post a little bit more recently on that, almost every day. Just keep a little bit more up to date, and peace.